For President Uhuru Kenyatta to rule this country effectively, three things must happen. Number one, President Uhuru Kenyatta must kick out, as a matter of urgency, his deputy William Samoei Ruto out of office. He must impeach him. Because as long as the deputy and the president are pulling to different directions, there is no way the government is going to work effectively. Even those who voted for them in the last election are not happy that the two gentlemen are pulling towards different directions. So the president must find a way of removing William Ruto from office. Number two, if that cannot happen, William Ruto should actually go ahead and resign from office. Because what's the need of serving as a deputy president when you don't have a role? He can resign, and the president can then have the opportunity to choose whoever he can work with. Because as things stand today, the president and his deputy cannot work together. And number three, if those two cannot work, then the president must find a way of making William Samoei Ruto part of his government. They should reconcile. Because as long as they're not working together, nothing is going to work in this country. And that takes us to the subject of this discussion. Are there compelling reasons why President Uhuru Kenyatta should actually impeach or remove William Samoei Ruto out of office? So in this video today, I want us to look at the compelling reasons why personally I strongly believe that if Ruto cannot resign, then the president can engineer his removal. But before we do all those, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Do that as I sip this coffee. Let us get back to the main issue. And to the subscribers, please give this video thumbs up. The deputy president and the president ideally are supposed to work together. Between 2013 and 2017, President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy worked very closely. In fact, they were referred to as the dynamic duo. So if they failed during that time, the failure was collective. If they succeeded between that period, then that success is collective. But we are in a situation in this country where we have a deputy president pulling towards north and the president pulling towards south. Things can't work in a country like that. Let me take you back a bit. Last year, President Uhuru Kenyatta, in his own wisdom, decided to fire Dennis Itumbi and 4 others who are formerly members of the Presidential Strategic Communications Unit from State House. At the moment the president fired them, because the moment the president decides to fire someone, it means there were reasons why he was doing that. But the moment the president fired Dennis Itumbi, the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto, received Dennis Itumbi and the group and accommodated them in his office. What was he trying to tell the president? Of course, Itumbi and the group were removed from State House because by that time the relationship between the president and his deputy had started going down. And the people around the president believed that probably the deputy president was getting certain classified information from Dennis Itumbi and the group. So they were kicked out. The deputy president, in his own wisdom or lack of it, decided to take these guys and give them a job. Let me give you another example. Again, President Uhuru Kenyatta decided to fire Rashid Echesa from the cabinet. What happened? Rashid Echesa was then accommodated and became one of the key allies of the deputy president. In fact, the deputy president, after the kicking out of Echesa, started going to his home ground to remind those people how he was the one who appointed Rashid Echesa. Again, what message was he sending to the president? Let us go back again. Mwangi Kiunjuri, the former cabinet minister or cabinet secretary for agriculture, was also kicked out. Again, what happened? He embarked on a journey of working very closely with the deputy president. Again, what message were they trying to send to the president? That tells you that these two gentlemen are actually pulling in different directions. So, which means in this country today, we no longer have the presidency. Presidency means the office of the deputy president and the office of the president. When the Tanzanian president came to this country some weeks ago, the deputy president was missing in action. Again, you go back during the launch of COVID, the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto, again was missing in action. Why do you think he was doing that? Because there's no way the deputy president can miss an important event like a foreign president visiting the country. Either he was not invited, and if he was not invited, why was the deputy president not invited? Those are the questions which we are asking, because constitutionally, the deputy president is supposed to be the principal assistant to the president, which means anytime the president is not there, the person who is supposed to deputize him, to assist him, is the deputy president. President Uhuru Kenyatta, again, through Executive Order number 1 of 2019, decided to allocate some jobs to Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Why do you think he was doing that? It means the deputy president and the president cannot work together, and therefore, the president should go ahead and fire him. And these are some of the compelling reasons why the president can go do that. Number one is the Jubilee Covenant. In the Jubilee Covenant, these guys agreed that they were going to form a government. And then that government, they were going to work together for 5 years. Of course, they had completed their first term. So basically, they were going to work together for 10 years. And after that, the president was going to support his deputy for another 10 years. So basically, in their Jubilee Covenant, they had an agreement of serving this country for 10 good years. But that covenant has been broken. President Uhuru Kenyatta has taken control of Jubilee Party. He has kicked out all allies of the deputy president from parliamentary leadership. At the moment allies of the deputy president were kicked out from parliamentary leadership, it means the president now did not recognize his deputy. He then went further and removed them from Jubilee leadership. Then the deputy president, in his own wisdom, also decided to form his own political party, the United Democratic Alliance. The truth of the matter is that in this country, constitutionally, you are not supposed to belong to two political parties. William Ruto now is belonging to two political parties. So in my considered opinion, because of the collapse of Jubilee Covenant, there is no way or there is no justification whatsoever why these gentlemen should continue purporting to be a president and a deputy president. Uhuru must get a new deputy president, even if it means removing Ruto. The question is, how can he remove the deputy president? Impeachment is possible. Or again, the deputy president can show love for the country by just deciding to resign. Of course, it's difficult because he's never operated outside government. Number two is gross insubordination. There was a time I watched the deputy president interviewed on Citizen TV. And during that interview, he stated that for him, he would not wish to treat his deputy the way President Uhuru Kenyatta has treated him, which is okay. But the question is there any other deputy president who can treat his boss the way the deputy president has done? You take, he kicks out Itumbi, you bring it on board. You bring him on board. He does this, you do this. To an extent that today in this country, the deputy president is coming up with what he called economic agenda for regions, which is okay because he wants to contest. And these economic regions, these economic recovery policies are trying to copy from Kibaki, which means he's doing away with Uhuru. And these guys worked together. They campaigned together. They convinced Kenyans that they were going to grow the economy to double digits. They promised Kenyans that they were going to create jobs. What happened to those jobs? So it means today the deputy president is trying to run away from Jubilee failures and is leaving Uhuru with Jubilee failures. He wants to cling on to Jubilee successes, but for failures, he's running away from them. So because of insubordination, I think just to save Kenyans this kind of embarrassment, the deputy president should go. Number 3 is legacy. President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy. Now, when Jubilee was formed in 2017, in 2013, and again there's a rule up to 2017, it went further, again 2017, and along the way, I don't know what happened. Up to now, I can't understand what really transpired between the deputy president and the president. But the truth is, they're no longer together. Uhuru Kenyatta would want a situation where he will be remembered after leaving office. He would want certain projects. Like if you come to Nyanza, you will be here. A lot of projects are being undertaken, of which the people of Nyanza would remember him with. In the coastal region, he's doing the same. But his deputy is not seeing that. He's not working towards helping the president achieve his legacy. What he's doing is to poke holes into Uhuru Kenyatta's rule. If there's anything which Uhuru Kenyatta should avoid, is a situation where the deputy president is working against his legacy. And one of President Uhuru Kenyatta's legacies is actually the Building Bridges Initiative process. Is the deputy president supporting? No. I don't know your thoughts on that, but personally, I think if Uhuru really wants to achieve his legacy, his deputy should not, because they've already fallen out. The deputy president is keen in central Kenya votes, and for him to do that, he must convince the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that the president failed, and despite the fact that he doesn't come from that region, for him, he can solve some of their problems. Number 4 is government projects. Let's face it. Uhuru Kenyatta is doing certain projects. William Ruto would want to take credit for those projects. And none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta has reminded the deputy president that why should you come and claim credit for my projects and you don't want to associate yourself with those projects? I mean, if the president can tell his deputy like that, then what business do they have being or serving in the same government? As a matter of fact, the 2010 Constitution made it impossible for a president to remove his deputy. But I think it's compelling, it's a compelling reason for the deputy president whether decide resign, or because we've confirmed in this country that the president can actually marshal the 2/3 requirement to impeach his deputy. Number 5 is the fact that we have a deputy president who doesn't have a role, doesn't have a function. Kipchumba Murkomen reminded Kenyans that certain functions which William Ruto used to perform were taken away even before the last election. Why should the deputy president continue drawing salary from taxpayers' money if he's not performing any official function? Is it there because of the privileges of being a deputy president? Mzee Jaramogi Oginga Odinga resigned from Kenyatta's government when he realized that he was not being given some functions to perform. And one thing which I think we should have included in the constitution is specific roles for the deputy governors and the deputy president. It's sad. In the last term, Alfred Mutua served as the governor for Machakos, and his deputy was going this way, he was going this way. The deputy could not be fired. Alfred Mutua locked his offices. He could not even go to office. He was just there earning salary and a name, and because he's entitled to vehicles, he's entitled to security. He was entitled to those. But the fact of the matter is, why would a deputy governor, for example, serve for 3 years without a defined role? Of course, if he's the principal assistant, then it means if the governor is not there, the president is not there, then they can be sent somewhere. They can be told, you go and chair this meeting. You go meet with these investors. You go check the progress of those particular projects. But now we have a deputy president who is confessing that he doesn't have a function he's performing. He's drawing salary from taxpayers' money. Why must we have him? And lastly, why the president should actually go ahead is this building bridges initiative process. You see, the building bridges initiative process is actually a project of President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter is that the deputy president is opposed to this project, just like other Kenyans are also opposed to it, which is his constitutional right. And why should a deputy president oppose what his boss is opposed to? Of course, it's a constitutional right. But the best thing to do is that if you are not satisfied, then the best thing you can do is to resign. And if he can't resign, then the best thing the president can do to this country is to fire his deputy, so that Kenyans can know that we have a project, which is the building bridges initiative process. This project is being pushed by the president. His deputy is not part of it. So the deputy president can do a favor by resigning. I don't know what you think, but personally, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy are not doing this country a service. It's a big disservice to the country to pull towards different directions. And again, still, none is willing to either fire the other or to resign. We are just seeing people earning money, spending resources, when they're doing nothing in offices. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on this matter. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.